friendly operator remaining.
He has to defuse.
Bomb.
Rented, he has to defuse. Rented, he has to defuse. Rented! Rented, shoot him! Rented, drop! Rented!
Recently in English class, my teacher was discussing complexity in writing. Now, given how I normally am, I was zoned out and barely awake because I didn't sleep at all the night before. But once I noticed and thought about what he was talking about, I realized how experienced I was in the topic, having 2,000 hours on what is arguably the most complex FPS game on the market. Rainbow Six Siege.
Not in.
5 seconds left.
Oh, you're still alive. Just kill him. He's defusing.
Oh my god!
I don't like being on defenders and not being able to speak.
Oh!
Shoot him in the head.
One op 4 remaining.
That's Oregon.
Good shit.
Rainbow's like an onion. The game has layers, a combination of aspects to master. Understanding these layers is what separates the good players from bad, the hard-stuck golds who rely solely on gunplay, from the diamonds who combine their flawless mechanics with their canvas, the destructible map, to gain every advantage. The skill ceiling of Siege is unlike any other game. The difference between the higher ranks is abysmal. A champ will always best a diamond, since they're separated by hours of experience. This brings us back to the concept of layers. They act as a filter, separating the good from the best. Even I, someone with 2,000 hours, find myself learning new things every day, ranging from gadget interactions to bullshit angles. Siege started as a tech demo from Ubisoft, a proof of concept of a new technology that they developed to form moldable, destructible environments without the need for scripting a scene. They later turned this into a game, with Siege being released on December 1st, 2015. Though in its early years, Siege gameplay was rudimentary and much more reliant on its gunplay, with stars like Bolo thriving during this period, the players within it quickly picked up the potential of their dynamic environment and combined it with the utility in their pockets. The game quickly developed into an art contest between artisans, masters of their craft. Who could make the best defense? Who could break down an enemy team's craft the fastest? This made for incredibly intense utility clearing gameplay, where the game built up to all gunfights unfolding within the last 20 seconds. While this meta was not fun to play nor watch whatsoever, it serves as a great example of the underlying interactions that happen within the game, with every gadget serving a purpose, even Warden. Granted, not all metas are built the same, with some still remembered with resentment. Even still, destructibility dictates how an attack team will play the map. A flawless defense will force the attackers to play to the defender's rules, and that, I think, is a beautiful aspect of the game. From my experience, more than 60% of what's considered game sense on Siege is how well you can interpret sound cues fed to you, as everything in the game makes a noise. The trick is, however, the strange mechanisms of the sound engine. Because of vertical gameplay, the developers had to think of and compensate for verticality. Hence, instead of having a fixed path, the sound will take the shortest route it can to you, sometimes skipping rooms altogether. So, deciphering sound becomes a game of how used are you to the broken sound engine, and how well do you know your sound cues, due to all actions in the game, like hopping on drones, proning, or even gadgets, having their own respective sound cues to learn. This adds another barrier to the learning curve, another layer to our hypothetical onion. You can't have good mechanics and succeed without audio, since it feeds you a majority of the information you will have on your enemy's position, including info gathered by droning, which in of itself is another filter. Droning is, at its core, the only advantage the attackers have over defenders. Siege, with its fast time to kill and one-shot headshot gunplay, requires intel gathering preemptive to taking a gunfight. While operators like Mozzie and Valkyrie can even out the playing field, drones are such a versatile tool that good drone economy becomes essential to victory. A good attack stack is one that can gather intel on the defensive setup, while their drones are unseen and kept in useful spots to aid in the execute.
Run 5 ping.
Yeah.
Dude, crazy ping. Thank you, bro.
Regardless, drones can also work against the attackers due to their most precious resource, one which I briefly mentioned earlier in the video: time. Sloppy, inefficient droning takes away time from the attackers, leaving them to do what's needed in a rush, cramming every aspect of their attack within the last 10 seconds of the round, something which I'm guilty of myself. Being mindful of the value of your drones while working with your team to actively clear rooms ahead of you while you take space is the best way to mold the attack to your favor, which is another layer of the siege onion: efficiency.
Second.
Is there two of them? Oh,
That's both our bars.
R.I.P. my girl.
One's there, one's there.
We just entered the double room. I think Elevite. Dead.
I think another one by there
Good
took
kill,
it.
good kill.
I think it was Thorn. I'm
Alright,
not sure though.
watch stairs, please. I'm droning.
Got you.
Good kill, Amp. We
Went to showers.
Nice.
Nice.
Nyo!
Bro said, y'all are
Look
in
at this.
copper.
Y'all are in copper. The scoring.
Currently, I think Siege is in the best meta it has ever been in. Despite this opinion being unpopular, I don't believe this to be a TDM meta. The real TDM meta was the Finka LMG. Instead, I think the game has reached a point where utility and gunplay have finally reached a state of balance, where they're both on even ground, and equally important. In this meta, a plat can get away with over-aggressing every game, but still can't take over complex utility setups and falls to players who truly know the heart of the game. Likewise, the defense can't quite control what the attackers do, making the game a much less frustrating experience on the sieging side of things. Regardless, I think complaints about the 1.5 scope or Warden being in play are the same they've ever been. Siege players complaining on Twitter, something we're all guilty of. And that's okay. The same thing happened to the P10 Roni, a weapon which I still believe had a widely undeserved nerf, which only came about due to a sudden bandwagon of hate. But that's neither here nor there. Overall, I think Rainbow Six Siege is a truly beautiful game, a canvas which gives you the tools to express yourself within it by molding the maps to be what you make them. Each defense setup which you choose to do, each hole, every reinforcement, is an extension of you. And truthfully, there are never any wrong setups, with the exception of reinforcing rotates. That's kind of important. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around.